Yomi Vigo here, and Manchester United finally did something they haven't managed in weeks. Win a game that actually looked like a plan. No chaos, no late collapse, no VAR heartbreak, just control, conviction, and a clean sheet under the Old Trafford rain. 2-0, Sunderland beaten, and for the first time this season, Ruben Amorim's project didn't look like an experiment. It looked like a team. Let's have it right. This wasn't vintage United. It wasn't fast, it wasn't furious, but it was functional, and that alone is progress. The night started with tension in the air, fans bracing for another slog, another headline about Amorim's 3-4-3 problem. Then came Mason Mount, back from the shadows, ghosting into the box like he never left, and burying one in the corner after a perfect Brian Mbeumo assist. 8 minutes in, and the anxiety evaporated. Mount needed that. Amorim needed that. The crowd desperately needed that. Because when Old Trafford's been this quiet for this long, a simple goal feels like a sermon. But it wasn't just about the scoreline, it was about the structure. United looked balanced, for once. Bruno and Casemiro actually had an extra gear. Amad Diallo and Mbeumo were linking up on the right like they'd been plotting in secret. Sesko looked like the striker United thought they were buying. Not a panic signing, but a predator. And then came that second goal. A long throw. Yes, a long throw. Diogo Dalot, apparently United's new medieval weapon, launched one into the box. Chaos. Mukiele flicked it on. Sesko reacted quicker than anyone. 2-0. Simple. Brutal. Premier League football in its purest form. And here's the mad thing. That's now 2 games in a row Amorim's used the long throw as a genuine strategy. United, of all teams, joining the Trebuchet era. A club that once scored through 30 pass build-ups is now weaponizing Dalot like he's Rory Delap reborn. But you know what? It works. When your possession game still needs tuning, you win ugly. You win smart. Speaking of smart, let's talk Senna Lamens. 21 million euros, a debut, and the first clean sheet of the season. The kid looked calm, composed, unbothered. He didn't need to be spectacular. He just needed to be reliable. The Stretford end gave him a standing ovation for catching a cross. That says everything about what United fans have been living through in recent years. Sure, there were nervy moments, like the penalty that wasn't, where VAR had to remind everyone that Sesko's boot didn't actually decapitate Try Hume. But overall, Lamens looked like a modern keeper with the personality to own that box. For the first time since De Gea's peak, United looked safe behind their back line. And then there's Amorim. Let's be blunt. This win doesn't save him, but it buys him time. Because let's not forget, that trip to Anfield after the break is waiting. And Liverpool don't do mercy. But tonight wasn't about the next game. It was about restoring belief. Amorim didn't tinker with his system. He trusted it. He trusted his players. He trusted that structure would outlast chaos. And for once it did. Mount reminded everyone why he's too good to be a backup wingback. Lamens showed the composure of a man who's been here before. Dalot turned into a siege engine. And Sesko, calm, lethal, instinctive, looked like the future. Sunderland had their moments. They were brave, pressed high, even rattled the post early on. But by full time, they were out of ideas. The rain fell harder, the crowd grew louder, and for a rare night at Old Trafford, everything just made sense.